Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Kid Icarus Uprising. In the last episode, we showed off the multiplayer, and in this episode, I'm going to go back into my original file again because I feel like I'm going to... Actually, there's a couple... I guess I can show some things off in the other file as well, but this is going to be basically the episode where I go through the vault and show off everything there. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go ahead and go through the options as well, because basically, when you beat the game, if you go into other options, you'll get hidden options that will be unlocked, which will allow you to put the dialogue on or off, and it'll also be able to change your menu from Palatine to Viridi, because, you know, we had the whole Viridi menu way back when. So if you do that, you go into the solo player, and you suddenly have the Viridi one again, which is actually my favorite one of them all, so go figure. Anyway, like I said, today I'm going to go ahead and do the vault. The episode after that, I'm going to go ahead and just show off all the how to plays, because people have said they wanted to see that, and I feel like I should oblige. And I'll also try to show off this AR card battle, but really these next couple episodes to wrap up the project are just going to be the boring fluffy fluff. So idols are going to be the thing that I'm going to sort of take a while to get to, because, well, they're a thing. Yeah, basically there's just going to be a lot of text. But music gallery, we'll go through that first. We have all the songs we've unlocked. As you can know, there are a lot of songs that I probably haven't unlocked all of them. I'm pretty sure like everyone has like a chapter one, so if I haven't unlocked like one of those, that probably means I haven't gotten that one. But you have a ton of different songs here, so it's your typical sort of song select. You can see there's pretty much every single chapter has its own sort of theme. You have Magnus's theme. You have different, you know, the Dark Pit themes, which is pretty kind of cool. Gotta love the Dark Pit theme. I love the Dark Pit theme. So, lots and lots and lots of different themes in this game. We have I guess it's not really quite the chapter 14 like the Epic Sky one, but whatever. Good music, and that's what's important. So, you have Idol Toss, which I think we've shown before, where every time I have a bad habit of doing this, but this is how you get a lot of your idols. This in multiplayer. Every time every so often you can just sort of throw these little egg things up there in order to grab different things. You can use your Street Pass points to do it as well. Not that that really matters, but I'm going to definitely show off the idols on my original file because I have more of them to show off. So I might not have all of them, but I have quite a few of them. Offering is sort of a thing where you offer hearts to like Goddess and you can bring her closer. So I have what, 65,800. So I don't know, I'll just donate like 30,000 for now. As you can see, it brings her a little bit closer. All this doesn't really accomplish anything, except it'll give you a chance for better sales at some point. So you can go ahead and bring her like super close if you want to, but basically it'll just increase the chance that you get sales in the shop. Kind of useful, I guess, but really you should be using those hearts to, you know, get the weapons. But yeah, I figured I'd just show off how that works. Power Portrait is specifically the reason why I wanted to do this. Basically, every single power you get, you know, like Bumblebee, etc., will fill up a slot of this portrait. If you get all of them, you will be able to see the full portrait. As you can see, I do not have all of them on this file. I have 66%. I don't even have all of them in my original file. I'm not 100% things. Let's just be realistic here. And idols, I will go ahead and show off on my other file. But records, you can kind of see the records for this file. At least we've played 22 hours total. Well, total playtime has only been 14 hours, so I don't know where the game time has been. Actually, I really have no idea where those other 8 hours went. 9 hours. 9 hours, jeez. So, there's that, I guess. But, total hearts acquired, we have almost 500,000, which is kind of ridiculous. Just different weapons and powers that we've acquired. 77 powers! Alright, not even 10,000 enemies, really? Lots of different attacks. We can see knockback recoveries. We've never ever narrowly avoided a shot in air battles because I just don't do that because I'm terrible. We apparently have a lot of Predator cannons and all arms. Well, that's because I did whatchamacallit, Chapter 24 a couple extra times, so that'd be why. We use powers over 450 times, lots of items, lots of other different things. What else? We have 42 chapters cleared. I guess, yeah, I had to do a lot of chapters over again, so that makes sense, I suppose. Almost, how many? 10 million points? Not bad. 3 chapters cleared at Intensity 9. Really? Or does it just mean that we've done? Oh, I guess it started at intensity 9. That sounds about right. Average intensity, yeah, we got about 7 for about clear chapters here. That's pretty good. We averaged a 7. I'm pretty happy with that. Lots of hearts in the cauldron, lots of hearts we've lost, lots of we've only, well, I guess acquired. Most weapons, so we've acquired up to 5 at one time, and 5, 5, 5. All right. We've offered. We just did that. Up infusions. Man, there is a huge list of things here. We've got pickpocketed twice, which is kind of unfortunate. We killed 42 souffles. I don't know. It's kind of interesting how you get all these different numbers here. 15 minutes play as Magnus, 24 minutes played as Dark Pix. We had to do it twice. Haven't ever done anything together mode on this because I haven't. And street passes, I've used a couple of street passes from this because I accidentally put all my street pass partners from PAX East on here. Accidentally. Oopsie doopsie. But, I'm going to go, actually, was there anything important in the idols I need to see, or is it just the idols? Yeah, it is just the idols. So we'll get to doing those ones in a little bit. I'm going to go to my other file. Just for funsies, I guess I could show off the stats on my other file if you guys want to see. Like, my main file, we could do that. The power portrait on this is a lot more complete, so I'm only missing 7 powers, because 7's the golden number. Let's go ahead and see the records. I've played a lot longer on this one. Almost, what, 1 million hearts acquired? Which is pretty cool. I have a lot of hearts on this one, geez. So on and so forth. I don't need to kind of go through all of them. I've done a lot of attacks. Apparently have a lot of Viridi Claws. Used over 2,000 powers. Which is pretty interesting. Completed a lot more chapters than this. My average intensity is actually a little bit higher in my LP file. Go figure. Interesting, I guess. That is kind of interesting. So I've purchased a lot more weapons, obviously, and used everything a lot more, so on and so forth. I've played 194 together mode matches? Really? I never played anyone nearby, though, because I don't have nearby friends who play video games, really. Which is kind of annoying, but, there's the stats for this one, I guess. Kind of cool, I suppose. I don't know. But basically, I'm just going to go ahead and spend the rest of this episode really going through these idols and just, you know, doing that. So I have 172 of them. Kind of use this to zoom in, zoom out. You can take a picture. What does this picture thing mean? I don't really know. I don't really care. Maybe it's an idol you get because of like an action replay or action, whatever the hell the AR cards are. I don't remember what they're called. Whatever. So there's Pit. Palutena, Goddess of Light. We've obviously seen her a lot as well. We've seen Medusa 25 years ago. We defeated her, but she's back and all blah blah blah. We have Twin Bellows, the Ferocious. Rawr. He's a cute little puppy. Magnus, always a cool guy. Dark Lord Gal, I actually have the card for her as well, which is kind of cool. I must be the card because I have her card as well, so that would make sense. Three-headed Huge Jaw, apparently I have all the bosses on here. Not too bad. Huge Jaw Reborn, incredible generative ability. You got a whole new body, mere minutes. That's pretty impressive. Pandora, always a good time. Really, this is one of those boring lore episodes, so why are you still watching this? I don't know. Dark Pit, do I have all the bosses? I might. Well, I have missing apparently a Thanatos transformation, but I have this one. Or, I guess this one as well. Or is he just transforming into all the different ones? I guess he is. Interesting. So, Space Pirate Captain! He's not very popular. His true name is impossible to pronounce, so we call him Captain. 3 Sacred Treasures! Really cool stuff. He's kind of interesting. I just blatantly says, hey, you don't have to equip them. It's basically like the trophies from Brawl, essentially. I mean, you can kind of tell, like, Brawl, like, obviously people who made Smash worked on this game. There's a lot of very similar elements, you can tell. So, Medusa. The Wish Seed, obviously an important part of the plot. Viridi! I didn't have the Phoenix, I guess. Well, that kind of makes me a little bit sad. But Viridi! Yay! The Lunar Sanctum Control Center. Sure, do I have Arlon? No, I don't have Arlon. Or Phosphor, I guess, because we're straight to the Orm battleship. Pretty intense stuff. I mean, a lot of these are probably like things that you can just unlock by. There's so many different things you can unlock. I mean, I'll show the treasure hunts when I'm done with this just to show how little I've done. But there are a lot of things to do, and I don't intend to 100% that. That would take like 100 episodes easily, and I don't intend to do that. That's dumb. So, Orhan Pyron, you're kind of a douche, Pyron. I don't like you. Foss and Lux, always good times. Destructive shots fired from the unicorn's horns, really? That's a thing, I guess. Oh, here's the weapon we use to defeat Hades once and for all. The giant... That cannon's a little bit too big for you, Pit. Just saying. Exotank! Yay! Oh, and here's one of the characters from the multiplayer. They're, on Team Light. They aren't always the nicest guys. Apparently not. Darkfighter, you know, they're pretty sweet dudes to hang out with. Some of this, I've never really read all of these before, so it's kind of interesting. There's also idols for every weapon, so we're probably going to go for a lot of weapons. So, well-balanced in usability and strength, good for beginner weapon. That it is, actually. Burst Blade, I believe, did we use one of these at one point? I don't know if we did. I don't think we did. Lower attack power, shorter range, but it has a wide attack potential, I guess. And can nullify incoming fire, kind of interesting. Crusader Blade's another blade we didn't get to see. They definitely are pretty good at nullifying enemy fire, but they're a little bit slow. Their shots are a little bit slow. They're really pretty wide, though, so... And it has pretty good melee, apparently. Palatina Blade, we have one of these. Apparently, blades in general are just good at nullifying enemy shots. But, yeah, not very strong, but they have good range and really fast bullets, we've seen. Insight Staff, I believe I used this at one point. Staffs always have good, you know, attack range, so... The Rose Staff, very interesting sort of staff. You can fire, like, vines and stuff like that. Or brambles, I guess. And they kind of charge slowly, but it charges fast, but its attacks are kind of slow. So, there's your balance there. Knuckles! They, yeah, they're apparently not as ranged, so... I don't know, I'm not very good at staffs in general. Ancient Staff paralyzes enemies, and it's a very good defensive one. I think it's supposed to be like a really good staff from what I've heard. Or maybe not. Maybe it's actually not like a really bad staff from what I've heard. I don't remember. I don't follow the metagame for Kid Icarus. We kidding? No, of course not. Not that good this game. So, charges quickly. Pretty good at close range. Yeah, it's a staff. Somewhat staff! So, it's closer to form to a blade. It's a living creature. Huh. The Dark Pit. Hey, we actually get Dark Pit for that one. That's kind of cool. So, it's the staff that used by Dark Pit, actually. So, pretty interesting how they kind of threw that in there. It does 4 times the damage at longest range as it does close up. So, that's why it's so powerful, I guess. It's a pretty good staff. Definitely recommend using that one. So, I like it a lot. I just bit my tongue. Ow. 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 We've seen Wolf Claws before. They put targets in fire. It's pretty awesome. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Bear Claws. Very strong melee, apparently. I mean, it's like a bear, I guess. Brawler Claws, we've been using this. You just kind of punch people. You can't deny the coolest. So, their shots are almost nearly invisible, so it's kind of that's kind of their advantage, I suppose. Raptor Claws! Very strong just very strong attacks they definitely have, so, those claws are brills. We saw that as a multiplayer, and we saw these in the game as well. Artillery Claws have really good range, and they also are very fast, so they're very good ranged claws. We have the Zodiac Claws! They have a mighty wallop. So, I don't know. The Zodiac weapons are always a little bit unique. Onto the bows. So, it's a well-balanced version, yeah, I guess. I think all the well-balanced ones are kind of... Well, actually, I guess not. We didn't really get like a well-balanced claws, but I don't know. Longest range, but they don't have much homing ability. Anyway, Angel Bow travel pretty slowly, but there are a lot more homing. So, yeah, multiplayer bonus. I guess it's not recommended for multiplayer from what it says. So yeah, apparently this has a really long range potential. So don't, but just don't melee with it. Palms! Palm is a very average example. I guess we're going with the average one first again. Burning Palm causes flame damage. Barbecue! Needle Palm! I guess, so it has very similar sort of charged and continuous shots, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Interesting, I guess. I like the Midnight Palm a lot. It's a pretty cool. It's powerful, but kind of slow. So it does kind of interesting things. Cursed Palm! So yeah, it's slowly, but it's very homing, which is kind of cool. I believe we saw the Cutter Palm for a bit. It does take a while to charge, I guess. So, but it is pretty powerful. We saw that. Pudgy Palm! We had a really good one of those. Very short charge time and really good homing ability. Yep, that is apparently what we saw in Chapter 20, for sure. Great Reaper Palm is a very interesting weapon. Basically, it causes instead of having a normal charge attack, it summons repets to home in on the target. It's very unique and very interesting. It also can cause weakening, which is a very nice stat to have. Clubs! Very powerful charge attacks all the time. We have the Atlas Club. Apparently it allows people to run quickly, so I guess there's that. Ogre Club. Oh, this is the one that Dark Pit uses, apparently. So, charge attacks are slow. Maybe I should have just done my own file. I have a lot of these ones, but it's kind of cool to see a bit of the lore, and I figured I'd take an episode to just show it all off. So, the White Club shoots his halos through ammunition. We've seen this one. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not very good at melee, I guess. I don't know. The Black Club. That thing's just kind of creepy. They look really cool. So, easy cannon. It's pretty balanced, I guess, but it has some pretty good homing. Ball cannon shoots out balls. Yeah. It's a very interesting weapon. Poseidon cannon. That's one we actually unlocked. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Poseidon cannon. It's very... I don't like it that much. Fireworks cannon shoots giant fireworks and can knock enemies in the air. So apparently that's pretty good. A rail cannon. Is this the one we used? No, we used the easy cannon, I believe. But yeah, it's very good. It's a pretty good cannon. I like it a lot. I think we used it in the multiplayer, didn't we? I believe we did. Oh no, we used the dynamo cannon in chapter 4, I believe. So that's a good cannon. Doom cannon, giant explosions. Standard overtires. That's usually another one of the ones that I had the AR card for, I guess. So they're very, your average ones. So you see the shock ones, they cause paralysis and they have pretty good homing, so they're pretty good. Eye track overtires are very good homing apparently, but it's kind of creepy. Fairy overtires, they have quick charge, so you can kind of tell the good things about the weapons just from these. They kind of actually go ahead and say strong weapons with the jet stream overtires. I don't know, they're kind of okay. I'm not horrible. I'm not the biggest fan of overtires, but those ones are okay. Boomer overtires pack a wallop, but as you can see, they weren't really very good at hitting people. Aura overtires, very good continuous fire. I believe we used these as well, so they were pretty cool. These Centurion overtires are all sorts of they're kind of interesting. So they also fire. Oh, really? I never knew they fired Centurion Knight Shield. That's interesting. Oh, the arms. Arms are never mind. Except for electroshock arm. I do like the electroshock arm with its paralysis and it can send your foe flying backwards. So that works out pretty well. I guess it definitely is a good thing to sort of get them out of range of counterattacking you. Always a good time. My drill is the drill that will pierce the heavens! Bomber arm! I like the bomber arm. It has really fast charge shots and they hurt a lot. So it's actually a decently good ranged weapon. This arm is just weird. Though it does have good charge shots. And the Taurus arm will basically just hurt a lot in melee. So keep that in mind, I guess. Okay, this was just good at melee dash attacks. I like melee dash attacks, though. Apparently we're going to the enemies now. Have we gone through all the weapon types? I guess we have gone through all the weapon types, so now we have enemies! Yay! The Mono Eye, we know who that guy's all about. We've seen this guy as well with his weird sort of attacks and stuff like that. I'm going to kind of go a little bit faster through these ones because it's just a bit of flavor text. If you're ever curious about any of these enemies, you can just sort of, pause the video and read their text, but there's not really a need to see all of them. I'm just going through all the ones I have so you can kind of see how they are. This guy has a cannon! Apparently their eyes are upgraded to improve their aim. That's interesting, I guess. I hate the Bics. They're annoying. They are very annoying. Whoa! That thing has a giant mouth. Jeez. I never really noticed that before. Cuddy. I like those guys. They're pretty cool. Balanka! Balanka! Balanka. These corals are kind of annoying of how they explode and shoot rocks everywhere, so be careful! But melee, I guess, apparently works. Whoop. Don't skip the boogity! Boogity, 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 boogity. You gotta love these lore episodes, don't you? Monoliths. Really, there's nothing to say about those. They're cowardly by nature, but they launch sneeze bombs at people. Nose hair, bo. Anyway, Oh, this guy. I was like, who the hell is these guys? Yeah, we saw a lot of those in, I remember they were in Chapter 7 a lot. Oh, those things look really... These enemies look really gross when you're close up on them. And just... Really gross. But we've seen the fireworms. They're pretty scary. The Zurits! They're basically their fixed gun turret enemies. Poor guys, they can't even move or anything. I like the paramushes. They're pretty cute. As they parachute to the ground. The Daphnes are... I'm surprised those forces of nature enemy, but I think it is like just an underworld enemy. Because this one is, so yeah, it must be. Mega Muscle! These things are pretty cool. Hey, we have a Reaper! They summon their servants and they use their giant scythes to reap the souls of their victim. Orns! Orns have their mind shattered. Mind Crush! Anyways. Oh, these guys are annoying. So are these guys. They just stomp things. They're very interesting, though. They don't mind helping out around the office. The Vaclooms are definitely pretty scary, but I don't know. I like to just fill them up and then take them out afterwards. This is kind of how I like to do things. Those things are kind of creepy. They're apparently kind of lazy. Oh, the ice enemies are always all sorts of annoying. They're kept as pets that can double as air conditioners. Oh, Plutons, I don't like you. They're willing to overlook these crimes because evil is sort of what they do. Oh, this thing's called Zix and Zax. So, so defeating the big one is kind of the key to destroying them. Colin and Phil. Oh, so usually in Palatine's army, that makes sense, I guess. Because they definitely look very overworld, or Skyworld army-ish. Shoot flies are annoying. So are Igneous for that. Yeah, luckily we have that protection, else we would be in all sorts of trouble. Tempura wizards are also sort of all sorts of trouble. Apparently we don't have an eggplant wizard, though. Gutler! I got killed by one of those. Don't let it eat things. You'll have a bad time. Hey, you get like the cell versions of Hades' body. So that's kind of... Battling in a digestive tract, but God, it's just another day at the office. Well then, Space Pirates! They're the common ones, apparently. Pretty scary. We've got the snipers, though, as well. The snipers are a pain in the butt. Oh, we don't have like the green ones, though. The explosive experts. That's unfortunate. Nutski! It tastes great! Well then, so yep, these guys shoot lightning because they're lightning, and guys, the forces of nature are very similar to a lot of enemies, I guess. I mean, this one looks just like the fire dragon, so except it's covered of thorns. Laziness, for one's just the same. These are just the usual cannon guys. We've seen plenty of those. Urgle, gotta love the Urgles. They're pretty cute. Hugworm, they fear being cooked. Kind of funny. Boom Stomper! It's just a giant rock, pretty much. Things are kind of a pain in the butt, though. Oh. Guess they're just... Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Captain Flare! He's kind of like a superhero. He's a man of mystery. Apparently he goes to an alternate universe. Well then. So yeah, Phlages are the usual stealth enemy. Orm enemies! Kind of crazy. Coil! It's a word you can use in Words of Friends if it was an actual word. It's kind of useful. It's a good word. Coil. The Doze. Basically the Belunka of the Orm, I guess. But be careful because they are very scary, as we've seen. These Tacklax are just... they look like dessert! And then they get all big and then they shoot you. They're also apparently surveillance duties. Oop. Res does. Okay, so they're just like, they just make the shields. So that's kind of cool, I guess. The mines. Gotta hate those mines. They're really... Mines are always a pain in the butt. The biotas. Those things were kind of cool, I guess. I'm surprised we didn't see any of those in Chapter 24. That would have been a thing. Oh... Yeah, they honestly look kind of creepy. Oh yeah, the Monomikos. Because apparently, you know, how they can combine. Apparently, the Orb can't do that. The Juggernaut! Giant catapults that fling rocks from their heads. Shadow Pit. Interesting that we got one of those. So, yeah, blades, pumps, cannons, and orbitars. So they do copy the weapons. That's kind of interesting. You got the treasure fish. Oh, it kind of looks kind of cute. Just kind of cute. They just kind of, they're not even on the side. Ooh, ooh, shiny. And then we get to sort of like your basic things like your hearts, treasure boxes. You can plunder them at will. Pandora's box, not so good because they'll destroy you. Mimicuties. Kicks and studies the Mimicuties edited more broken shins than answers. Got a recovery orb. First aid on the go. Drink of the gods, get all your health back. Bombs, kind of seen this before. We're gonna get a lot of the weapons and stuff. The wrecking ball, it's pretty much like the, is that supposed to be like the bowling ball that we saw in that one level? Mega marble. Okay then. And then we're definitely getting some of the items here, so it makes them smaller, but doesn't affect attack power, just basically makes you harder to hit. So it's actually pretty good. Happy trigger, rapid, yeah, very good for really anything. Freezing, the icy ore is such a good one thing. I like that. So spiky balls are also very useful. Gotta love those. The boom rocket, massive explosions. They're difficult to use, but they do hurt a lot. X-Men bomb. Yeah. The giant maker, yeah, it does add. Okay, it does actually add strength, but it makes him a bigger target. So, unlike the mushroom in like Brawl, he's probably being bigger in this is probably not as good because you can't really use it as effectively. So I have to avoid doing those. Grenades, you know, they explode. Smart bombs, pretty much taken from Star Fox 64, almost, kind of, except not really, but kind of. The boom spear. Why would you make a spear that explodes? It's just kind of weird. Yeah. Tempora bombs are interesting. Lightning Judgment. It's a really good item overall. That first town. Now we're really getting. Now we're just getting to locations and stuff. So Reaper Fortress. It's a good time. You can kind of see like the whole level. It's really cool how they design it like that. The Labyrinth of the Deceits just kind of shows its race course. The Seafloor Palace. Definitely a good journey there. The Space Pirate Ship. I like this. It's just it's just really coolly designed. They did a lot of work designing all these different areas. I mean, they look really cool, honestly. Palutena's Temple, all destroyed and stuff. Well, it's surrounded by a force field as well all the time. And then the giant angel cannon we use, and that's actually the last one we have. So, I don't know why I did all those, but I mean, I guess I could go to my other one and show off all the other ones, but I don't see any need to do that. I just want to show off as much lore as I could. I figured I'd pick one file and go from there. So, that's pretty much how the vault works. It's just all sorts of cool little lore, extra little goodies. But, yeah, figured I'd go ahead and show that off. Kind of a boring video, but what can you do? In the next episode, I'll do how to play maybe the AR cards as well, and we'll be wrapping up this project very shortly, guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.